Okay, so the stream should be live, hopefully. Let's wait for a second for YouTube to catch up, and then let me just share the link real quickly to the Discord, so some people may join in. Let me just... Okay. So last stream was on Friday, right? Just a second. Okay, so we should be good to go. And okay, so now we are ready to continue with our stuff. Okay, apparently unfortunate timing. Just getting a phone call during a stream. It'll have to wait. So that's basically how much we managed to do on Friday. So I guess we can continue where we left off. So maybe next we can move on to the hip. And then we basically just need to do half of the limbs, so just the left or the right side, and then we can just duplicate it over to the other. And then we're kind of finished, right? So let me first check out the colors that we're using. So these are the grays and these are the blues. So the base blue is the fourth one here. Okay, let's see what we want to do. So let's start with the base color, which is our gray. And now I guess we can continue a little bit with these shapes that we have done here. So let's see if these two are properly centered. I think this should be darker and this as well. And of course we can also turn on the mirroring just to make the whole process a little bit faster. And now let's see, I think it should be here, here, and then if we use the same spacing, so here are 3, 3, then here we have 4. So that's for our base, and then let's do the same thing for the back. So here I think we only have 1 in between, and then 2, and then 2 again. And then we're left with 4 in the middle. Let me just go out and check what this looks like. So yeah, since it's rotated a little bit, we don't have the T-pose, which would kind of align them nicely, but that's kind of what we got. And now I'm just thinking whether it would be a little bit better if we did so this part is getting covered a little bit, you can see here in the side. So let me just pull it out a little bit, and here you can see we also forgot to put the voxels here. So let me just quickly fix that. So we pull this out, then this out as well, and I think this should look a little bit better now. So now we don't have that weird glitch, and then maybe we can check the walking animation, how that looks like. Okay, so I think this stuff looks pretty nicely aligned. Perhaps we could just make the hips a little bit shorter, just so this is like on the inner side of stuff. So I guess we can just do that. We grab the whole thing and then we move it 1 voxel inwards. And then let's erase that as well. And of course we did it on the wrong side. So let me see. Okay, so that's fine. And then let's repeat the same process for the back side. Well, we have undone that move, but I think this should be what we intended. And also, I'm not sure if we should... we'll have to check that out as well from this side, maybe. Let me see what that looks like. I mean, I don't see like any apparent Z fighting here, but just because I don't see doesn't mean it's not there. Let me just go frame by frame. And this kind of looks fine, right? But let's check the pivot point. Maybe if we move it just over by 1, in case we get something like that, it should probably fix it. So that's a little bit better. And now we need to figure out what we want to do with the legs. And let me just... So I have made some references last time. You can see them here real quickly, then I'll move them onto the second screen. And I think we should try to do maybe some kind of this crotch thingy. We'll see. So let's try to model this hip a bit. And then also let's check which side is actually the front side, so we don't do everything on the wrong side. So maybe we can extend this a little bit outwards, then a little bit upwards, and just so we have a bit more room. And then we can turn on the nice lines and let's get going. Okay, and we also have the x-axis mirror already active, which is awesome. So let's see. Maybe extend it outwards a little bit. I mean, these guys usually have like chunky parts here near the crotch or something, so I guess we can even make it a little bit wider, maybe to 24. And now we just need to recenter the whole thing. So we move the model by 1, and then we also recenter the pivot point. Now let's see. Guess we can do something like that. Then let's move it upwards a little bit. And also the pivot point. I think it was here, right? Now let's extend this, I guess, all the way to the back. Something like that. Let's see, maybe one more. And now I'm just kind of trying to figure out whether it's better to keep it this way or just make it a bit more cubish, yeah, I guess it's cubish. That's how you use that word. And then we can do something like this maybe to make it look a bit more reinforced or something, maybe something like this. Guess we can check it out. That second layer might be a bit too much. We'll see. We can color that in, and we'll see what it looks like. So now this is blue, and maybe we can even extend this upwards a little bit, just so it kind of connects with this torso part. So let's see how we want to do that. Maybe just something like this. I don't know how wide do I want to go with this stuff, so okay, maybe let's move everything upwards a little bit. So basically we extend this upwards, maybe even one more, and then let's do the same thing for these sides. And then I guess in the back we'll see what we want to do with that. But now let's see, do we wanna cut something here as well? Maybe something like this. So that should look kind of interesting, and then we can add some more details later on. And maybe let's just make this a full line in the back, so we have like the same level of blue all the way around. And once we're satisfied with the model, we can start making some details. I think here for the chest we can do a little bit less intensive descent, or how you would call it, just so there isn't like this huge jump between the hip part and the chest part. So I think I would want to move this outwards a little bit, and then this part also. So let's do that first, perhaps. Let me pick this color, then let's extend this outwards, extend this outwards, then we do the same thing for the bottom part. So that should give it a bit more bulky or reinforced look, and also it shouldn't look too weird with this crotch part. And another thing we might do would be to make it a little bit narrow here towards the bottom of this chest part. Or maybe we could even, let's see. I think we could do something like this. Then let's color this in with the, not red, gray. That's the color I wanted to say. I just don't know if I like this going by 2 voxels inwards. So perhaps, oops, that's the wrong color. Perhaps we can start with something like this, or let's see. Maybe we can do it like this. So 2, 2, 2, and it kind of just narrows inwards. Not too big of a fan actually of this result. So let me turn the nice lines back on. Perhaps this had something to do with it. Oh, come on. Okay, we have gotten that voxel. And maybe we can do it like this. We're just experimenting here. See what happens. So I guess this looks kind of fine. We can add some more details later on, and I think we can start detailing the hips. So let's turn on the nice lines. Then let's do the standard procedure. So we do a little bit of brighter color here at the top. Let's see, something like this. And then it doesn't really have to go all the way across. I mean, we can do like, let's see, 2, 1, 2, 1, something like this, I guess. So it kind of smooths out a little bit. And here, then here. Okay, so that's for the front and the side. And then I guess here we can do something like this as well. And now let's see, 2, 2. I guess we're left off with something like this. I guess we can also connect this if we wanted to. And now for the shadowy parts, we're using a little bit darker blue, and let's see where we want to put that. So I guess somewhere here, and then all this bottom part and everything here. Guess we can do it for this part as well. Let me turn off the ghost so we can see a little bit better what's going on actually. And let's see, maybe we can do some of these cornery shadows just to make it look a little bit more rounded. And now I'm just thinking how we could perhaps do some details here. So one option would be to color these shadows a little bit darker, and then we can do some anti-aliasing. So I guess we can use the darker blues that are like in between these two colors. So let's see, something like this. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do here, whether just to do it like this, which I guess isn't terrible. So I guess we can just go all the way around and finish off our pattern to end up looking something like this. Let me just check out the whole model, what it currently looks like. So I guess this looks pretty fine. The only thing I guess we would need to kind of figure out is what to do with this width. But I guess it's not problematic if we have like large legs. I just think we should make the arms a little bit smaller, because those Gundam looking robots don't really have like that bulky arms. And also what I think we should do here would be to use a little bit darker blue for these details, because now you can barely see it. So let's do it like so. And let me just check which colors are which. I mean, oh, we have, okay, so we should have colored in this color, right? Okay, so now you can distinguish it a little bit better, what's going on. And here we can do like a little transition from this bright to dark. So let's see, we can do maybe 3 here, and then let's leave 1 bright or 2, and then maybe like this. Well, I guess we can leave it like that for now. Cool. And now here I think I'd like to make a little orange detail, or maybe a gray one. Although I don't know what we can really do here, because it's a relatively small part. Let's see, maybe. Does this look like anything? I don't know if this actually helps or not. I guess we can return to this a little bit later, should we decide that it needs a little bit more details. but for now we can leave it as it is. And now I guess we can move on to the legs. So let me just bring the image back up because I would need a third monitor to keep looking at it. So let's see. This one has, or this one has like, well, this one has like really small legs actually, but it has like this huge hips part. Let's see, they're mostly blocky, right? And then they have like some knee pads and stuff like that. So, oh, and our model actually has it kind of suggested. So let's see. Let's also turn this on. And the nice lines. And maybe we can make them a little bit narrower on the inside, and then I think the width is all right on the outside. So I guess if we were to erase, oh, and we're still mirroring, my bad. Let me turn this off. And I think, okay, let's erase it here. So how wide do we want to have our knee pads? That's like the next question that we need to answer. So let me just fill this in. Or maybe we should fill it in with the blue color, right? That's like our main. And maybe we can extend these knees by 1 voxel to each side, and then we just trim the volume. I think that's large enough for our legs. But now let's see what we can do to make it look a bit more like mech/robot-ish. So let me just get rid of that. And let's go to our gray, and I think it would look pretty decent if we made like a rectangle here. Let me just kind of see a little bit where it should be placed. So something like this, I guess, so it's symmetric on both sides, and then 2, 4, 6. And then let's do something like this diagonal here. And maybe we could even mirror this onto the inner side, or we could do just something a little bit different on the inside. So let's make a little bit of outline here. And this is just like the standard darker blue. And maybe we can do, let's see, if we were to put some orange in here, what that would look like. So one option would be to make like a line or something, or to make some kind of exhaust thingies or whatever. So yeah, we kind of need to figure out how we want to do that. One option would be to maybe do something like this. Let's see. I think this is just a little bit too small, actually. So let's first extend this by 1, and then let's move it this way. Okay, so okay, and also what we need to do now is move the pivot point to 7, because we want to have this leg to stick out a little bit away from the hip. And now let's see, we can do basically like an outdented part. Let me just figure out the size, so maybe something like this. So this should be 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, and then 2, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay, let's extend it by 1 just so we have 7 by 14. So basically 1 by 2 dimensions. And now let me try to figure out again what I wanted to do with those details. Maybe we can even zoom out to kind of see a little bit better. So this is what our leg currently looks like. And I think this corner could be made into a diagonal. I think that would look kind of nice. We're gonna make a little bit more faces than yeah. Oh, because if we're making a diagonal, we have a little bit more faces. So one option would be to do it like this. Another option would be to do it like this. So I think I like this one more. But in this case, I think it should be extended upwards because it descends quite quickly. So let me do something like this. Okay, okay. Cool. And now I think for the outside, because when you look at it from the front, if it were orange, it might look a little bit weird. So let's maybe do the blue outline. Something like this, I guess. Maybe we can get rid of this stuff here. And then we can do the orange part, maybe. Also, because we're doing these diagonals, I think it would look a little bit better if we did it like this, just so we have a little bit more room. I mean, this part needs to be a little bit wider, just so we can do some details in this area. And also, another good thing is that we kind of reduce the number of faces that we're using, so yeah, many pros. And I don't think I want to put this line all the way across, maybe just something like this. And then here we can maybe try to do those exhaust lines or something. Let me try to figure out. I don't know if I want to keep squeezing the gray in here or if we should play a little bit more with our blues. So I guess we can try that and we'll see what comes out of it. So that's one option. Just something real simple. And then I guess we could try to mirror a little bit of this design onto the front part as well. But let me just check it out first, what it looks like right now. So I guess it looks kind of fine. I wouldn't mind if these were actually gray, because I'm kind of missing a little bit of gray here. I mean, we kind of have a nice like, and now I can't remember the word, like nice amount of gray and blue, and if you just use too much gray somewhere or too much blue, then it kind of breaks down the whole, well, not the whole thing, but that part looks a little bit weird if you ask me. So one option would be to do something like this. We could even do it like so, just to experiment a little bit. So from the back side it doesn't look like it's a full line. I don't know. We'll see about that. Okay, so now for the front side, I don't think we really need to model anything. We should just kind of keep this idea going. And let me just turn on the, yeah, you can see that if I were to do something up here, it wouldn't even be visible most of the time. And also we can kind of go with the style of this hip or crotch that we made. So let's see. I don't know how far up actually we need to, how far we should go, because when we have the walking animation, the leg is gonna move a bit. So I guess we can try something like this, and we'll see what comes out of it. So let me just go out, and then let's check out the walking animation to see what this looks like. So it could be extended like by 1 or 2 voxels upwards, just so we get like the most of our leg here. So let's see, 3, 3, then 2, I guess. Does this look good? I think everything should be moved by 1 to the left. So now this looks a little bit better. Cool. And now let's check out which oranges we're actually using for the base, just so we have them all the same. Okay, so the third one. Let's get here and let's just recheck. Okay, so we're using the correct one. That's good. That's always good. And now you can see here again, we're kind of getting this weird, this rogue voxel is kind of bothering me a little bit. So I don't know if I want to do the line inside this way. Let's see, how do we want to do our details? I guess one thing would be that we could like go to a little bit darker blue. Oops, and this one isn't even dark enough. So something like this, and then it can even be extended by 1 voxel on the outer side just to give a little bit. And also something like this. I don't know. Just trying out some stuff. And then maybe we could do, let's see if it's an odd number. I don't think it is. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I guess we can do just like 2 lines, like 1 here and then 1 here, to get some of our orange details to the front. And then let's do some transition, like we're starting off with the dark color, then it gets a little bit brighter, and then we finish off with the dark again. And maybe this kneecap could be even made into a gray color, just so we have some gray on the front side as well. So this is gray. Then on the inside, I don't really think we need to do anything too special. And I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's gonna happen with the next part of our leg already. It usually doesn't hurt if you try to think 1 step ahead, unless it's gonna make your head explode. In that case, I think maybe you should wait a bit and keep your head on your shoulders. So I guess here we can just do like a rectangle. Maybe we can extend it upwards just so we kind of rarely see the whole thing. Something like this. And then maybe here we can do something similar to these lines. And now I'm just thinking if it would make a little bit more sense if we were to use this darker shade here, because it kind of fits with the darker outline. And then I don't know if we want to just keep these lines like so or not. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Now on the inside, I think we can just do, let's keep the equal spacing. Oh, come on. In between. And yeah, I guess we need to move everything 1 voxel upwards. So now we actually have equal spacing between all of these darker parts. So that's for the inside. And now for the back side, let's see, what do we want to do here for the back? We could either connect it somehow to this part, though I'm not really sure how that would work. And also while we're at it, I think we can make this upper part a little bit brighter, and then this bottom part a little bit darker, just like this. And I'm wondering whether we should do the same thing here, since we have like this style on the top part. Maybe it would make sense to keep it all the way. It's just, I guess, visually pleasing if you have like the same transitions all the way, well, everywhere on the asset. I don't know. It probably looks a little bit better. Then for the back side, we could make like some hole, so you kind of see a little bit inwards, like some grays, but I think we don't really have much gray here, but I don't really think we need it. So let's see, maybe we can continue these lines, so kind of on the same height over to the back side, and now we just know that there's 2 spacing in between, so we don't really need to look back. So maybe this gives us like some ideas what to do here. I guess one cool thing would be to like connect these 2. Yeah, maybe, let's see, we'll see what we get. And then here maybe we can make it like a little bit diagonal-ish. I mean, this is just drawn, so it doesn't really increase the number of our faces. And now let's get rid of this, and we'll just kind of try to wrap this around. And of course one option would be to make it gray, but I don't think we need to. So let's start with this darker blue. Yeah, I guess that's high enough. And then we would wrap this up across like so. And then of course we kind of need to figure out how to make it look a little bit more interesting, but first let's just check out what our giant robot looks like right now. And I think I would like to just adjust this left leg, just so we don't have this Z fighting here. It's bothering me a little bit. So let's get here. Let's move the pivot point like so, and I think we want to extend this by 1 voxel, so it's actually 9 wide. And I guess what we can do, let me get rid of that, and let's make it wider, and then we just offset it by 1/2, so it's basically centered across this, around this kneecap. And the other thing that I wanted to do was to make it smaller from the back side, so we don't get any Z fighting there. And also you can see like there's like this little area here that we also need to fix. So let me just move it inwards by a couple of I don't know, what are these pixels? Oops. Let me check it out. So if we go here, oh, this is the locked template, so we can't even see the coordinates. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are called, but I guess we can make this a little bit narrower so it's not extended as much to the side. So maybe we can grab this whole thing and then just move it by 2 voxels. I wanted to move it by 1 at start, but then I just said like, screw it. Let's do it like this. And here we just kind of, well, here we could also do some orange, right? Why not? Why the heck not? Just like this. And then we also need to figure out again kind of how we want to incorporate this brighter and darker shade. So let's see, we can either start from here or from here. I mean, it isn't really like rocket science. And then I guess, or even we could do a zigzag. I mean, now that I mention it, I actually kind of like the idea. So doing something like this, a little bit different. I guess I mean, it looks really like vibrant and stuff, but I kind of like it. Let me check it out. What it looks like right now. Yeah, there just might be a little bit too much orange actually. So I guess we can do something like this with gray, or yeah, we're kind of missing some gray. Let's put the grays in here. So let me color this in, and then let's color this with a brighter color, and then we'll color this in with a darker gray. Haha! So I'm again not sure if this looks better, but at least we don't have too much orange. I think there was a little bit too much orange, if you were to ask me. And also this is like the inner side of the thigh. We're not really gonna be looking at it a lot, so I guess it's fine if it's just a little bit more boring. Here we have 4, here we have 3. And of course, I can't help it, but I think I would prefer it if it was this way. Just so we have like 4 voxels of gray here and then 4 voxels of gray here. I mean, just a personal preference. So let's move this. Whoops. Then let's fill this in. So I guess this looks kind of fine, right? Cool. Cool. And then let's move over to the kneecap. So we can do some highlights here. And then maybe we can do like just some... okay. Like so, I guess. So it's symmetric. And then let's extend this line inwards. Just so... I don't know if it has a running animation or not, but if it's moving a leg by a lot, then in that case it could look a little bit weird if it isn't extended all the way to the back. So there's that, and then let's see run. Okay, it has a running animation. So yeah, I mean, here you can see that it's a good thing that we have used the extended line. Cool, so I think that's more or less it for the thigh part. And then wait, do all of these have this skin and hair tones? Wait a sec. Let me just check that real quick. Okay, oh, I I didn't even see this bottom part. And then for the eyes you only have blue option. That's racist. Just kidding, but that's a little bit weird. Okay, so let's get to our leg. I guess we need to make this part a little bit smaller. Not that small. Okay, so we just extend this a little bit. So I guess it kind of makes the legs appear a bit longer if we make this part a bit narrower towards the end, like this. And also I think we have fixed all the Z fighting, right? Let me check the pivot. Yeah, I think it should be. And then we just fill in our color. And then let's see what we want to do here. So I guess we need to go back to the standing part just to see whether we should make it outdented a bit or not. And I don't think we should, because then it would kind of interfere with our kneecap from the thigh. So I guess we just color in the padding. So let's see. Oh, and the width is a little bit offset. I mean, that's what we wanted, right? But so it's just a little bit more narrow. And then also, I guess, yeah, in that case, I don't think we should extend it too much down. And then I guess we can just make it so something like this, just so it kind of looks like that's still part of this kneecap, although the kneecap is entirely on the other on the other part of our asset, or on a different rig node. That's a little bit more appropriate way to say what I wanted to say, I guess. So now let's try to figure out again where we can squeeze in some of our orange details. So, and also I think this part is still a little bit too long. Let me check it out. Okay, I think if we were to move this whole thing one voxel downwards, and then if we trim this a little bit, then it should look up like close to what I want to look, what I want it to look like. So I guess something like this. I guess this is fine. And then let's do a little shadow underneath. I guess we can do it like this even. So we use two colors for our shadow. We'll see how it turns out. And then for this part, I don't know if we wanna continue this actual thing. We could just do like some random orange detail. So I think this is the base one, right? I have already forgotten. Maybe let's do it like this, and then this can go all the way around. Then let's I guess something like this. Maybe we can, yeah, that's too much stuff. Just leave it like it is. And I think it's a little bit higher on the inside, so let's quickly fix that as well. And now let's move on to our colors. Okay, so we put it here, and then yeah, I guess we don't do the darker one because it just kind of looks odd, I guess. I know where to put it. Maybe we can do it like so, just so we have it a little bit here in the back corner, something like this. This could look all right. Now I'm just thinking if we should do something else here, or if this part is already kind of fine. Let me think a little bit, but not for too long, of course. We don't have all day. And also one thing that could kind of look good would be, I don't know if I was erasing that or not, but to just make this part a little bit longer, the calf part, I think that's what it's called. Doesn't really have to be, but just maybe make this part a little bit wider. Maybe not by 2, maybe let's do it like this, and then we can add a little bit of a shadow. So let's see, where do we want to put it? Something like this, I guess. And then, whoops, that's the wrong side again. And then how do we want to like finalize this in? So I think it would look kind of cool if it had like this shin guard. So we would need to pick a brighter color actually. And oh my god, my right arm is like falling asleep. Let me just shake it up a little bit. So let's see, something like this. I guess. I'm not sure actually. Or maybe something like this, or even, wait for it. What? Something like, yeah, but yeah, I don't like these staircases, so let's get rid of them. I guess it could look something like this. So now here we can use our brighter blue, right? To kind of make it stand out a little bit. And then here I think we can extend it backwards by some voxels, just to make it look, I guess, like it's protecting a little bit more than just the front side, like a little bit on the side as well. So something like this, or let's make it a little less edgy, like so. Oops. Then let's move this downwards. And I guess now I'm thinking whether we should like make it wider again towards the bottom, or let me just check some of our reference images if we can see some of these robots' feet. I mean, we can't really, to be honest. I mean, you can see it here, but it doesn't really help in that aspect, unfortunately. So I guess I'm gonna go with it. I mean, why not? And then I guess it can be like 4. Let's maybe make it 6, just so it's a bit more bulky. And now let's see, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we have deleted one too much, but here I think we should be fine, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're good on the other side. Let me just go outwards and see kind of what it looks like now. And I guess when we move the feet and remodel it, I think it should kind of look a little bit better. I think one thing that could help would be to make it a bit wider at the back as well, just to make it like go all the way around. And I think now we need to kind of readjust this detail, I mean of this shin guard. So let me try to figure out what this should look like now. So let's get rid of all this. And let's see, so I guess now it should go all the way around. But then again, I think only the front part should be like brighter blue, because we're kind of because it's kind of the light is just shining from the front side, and then here in the back they're like the shadows coming over and something like that. So I guess we can just do it into something like this maybe. And I don't really like this diagonal shape too much. I think this looks a little bit better. Or not. What are we doing today? So I think we had 3. Okay, at least we got that right. Oh, and where did this come from? Okay, and now we can use these darker voxels to kind of make the shadow behind it. And then I guess we can make them darker here as well. And I think I want to make this inner part gray, just so we can kind of see a little bit of the, of the gray. So let's fill this in. Now let's add a shadow here, and also on this side. Oh, that's the wrong part. Actually, shadow should be this. And I guess if we're using the fill tool, we can make our progress or process even a little bit faster. Then let's do this as well. Cool. So that's it for this part. Maybe we can do just a couple of details here. Let me do it like this. And now for this bottom part, I guess we can make it a little bit brighter here. And then also this is symmetric, right? I don't know why we haven't used the mirroring before, but we're using it now, so we have noticed that. So let's see. Guess, I mean, I don't mind it if it's all the way around. I think it looks fine still. And we can extend this even downwards. Let's see. And then we can use like some brighter, some darker blue for this part, just so it kind of wraps all the way around. Then here for the front part, I think we can do, let's see, do something like this. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Perhaps something like this looks a little bit better, but we'll see how that fits with the feet. So let me save. And now let's get onto our left foot to kind of see what the actual legs would look like in the end. And first let's make it a little bit wider, like so. So it goes to 5, right? And then let's color the whole foot in the blue color, like this. Also, let's extend it outwards by a bit. And we can even make it a little bit longer, right? So let's make it into 16. And now we can also readjust the pivot point. Or, you know what, actually, let's move the whole thing by 2 forwards. And then let's move everything by 2 backwards, right? Or only by 1, so it kind of doesn't intersect with this like ankle part. So I guess we can trim the volume now, and let's try to figure out what we can do with this foot, I guess. So one thing I think could look quite cool would be to make it like this, and then let's get rid of some stuff here on the side. And maybe if we even made this part a little bit more narrow, just so it has kind of like this sturdier bottom part, like extending, and then let's see, maybe do something like this. So now it's kind of blocky, but perhaps we can fix that with some shadows, or we can even remodel it, should that turn out to be too big of a challenge for us, but I don't think it will be. So let's make the foot, like the sole of the foot, gray, and then let's see, I guess we can just do these lines across. Let's see how this turns out. Okay, I guess it would look better if we started here, and then we leave 2 spacing in between. Okay, so we end up with something like this. And I guess we can move it a little bit towards the back. Is that good? Or is that messing with our stuff? I don't think so. I think it's quite fine. I'm trying, come on. Now let's see. Maybe we can make this part this wide, because it looks a little bit weird if here are like 2 voxels of space in between. And then let me color this in, and then we need to also figure out some highlights for this top part. So we do it something like this maybe. And then for the side of the foot, do we want to do anything special here? Maybe we can do like a darker line, something like this. And let's see, where do we want to start it actually? Maybe here at the front, like this first darker line, and then it can go all the way across into something like that. And then maybe we can even do some anti-aliasing. Maybe let's see what this turns out. Yeah, I don't know if I like it that the dark dots are always on the, like, directly over this darker part. So maybe do it like this. And oh my god. Does this look better? I don't know. Guess we can do it just something like this. Just so it kind of transitions into this darker color, and then maybe we can have like one more here just for the sake of it. And maybe even here we can do like some orangey stuff just towards the back as well. So we would make it, I guess, something like this, and then we can make a brighter yellowy line here. And I don't think we need to use the darker shade on it as well. I don't think it's necessary. And then for this part, maybe we can use a little bit of bright blue here as well. So now let's go out and check it out. So So I kind of like this part, how it turned out. I'm just not too sure about these two lines. Perhaps they should be darker shade nonetheless, or perhaps we could do like some horizontal lines instead of making all of them vertical. I mean, here are some horizontals, right? So let me try to fix that lag, and once I'm satisfied with it, we can duplicate it onto the other side. So let's see what else we can do about the details on this lag. So something like this. So that's one option. Which doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. So I think it looks a little bit better than what we had before. So we're improving. That's good news, right? One option would be to make, I kind of like this actually. Maybe do it like so. And then we would just need to move everything up by one, right? So we have the same spacing, right? And then do we want to do some highlights here also? Maybe just something like this. I guess this looks all right. That's one option. Yeah, why not? Then maybe here we can just do a couple of these vertical lines as well, just to make some details. Cool, so I think that's kind of it for the legs, right? And now here I think we're using a little bit too much of this bright blue, so I think this, we should get rid of this. And then here I think we can do it just like so, maybe. I think this looks a bit more balanced, I guess. Cool. And about this part, I think we don't really need to do much for this top part. And now I guess we can just go ahead and duplicate these parts over to the other side of our model. So let's go ahead and erase the right thigh, right leg, and then right foot. So right thigh, right leg, and then right foot. And now let's duplicate these nodes. Well, not nodes, but the models actually. So this one is going to be right thigh. This is going to be right leg. And then right foot. So let's see, right thigh, right leg, and then right foot. Cool. Although now that I'm looking at these legs, they still kind of seem a little bit skinny compared to those reference Gundams, but yeah, perhaps next time we can make them a little bit more bulky. And then let's mirror this over the x-axis, just so they're rotated the right way. And then let's flip this one as well. Then we kind of need to check out, just so we don't have any Z fighting and stuff like that. So now there's that fixed. And all of these volumes are already trimmed, so that's also good. And now maybe we can check out an animation or two, just to see if these two legs look and work as they're supposed to. And now I see, I mean, you can kind of see that here we could add like some of these darker gray lines, just to like extend them from the top towards this bottom side. So maybe something like this. We'll see what it looks like. So it's basically more or less covered, right? Only when the like the knee is extended, then you can see it a little bit. So I guess that's fine, and then we can do the same thing over on the right leg as well. So let's get here, and then let's extend this, and then I guess we can even do it just for the sprinting animation or something like that, just so we have enough of voxels covered. So let's check the running. Okay, so here you can see why we needed to do that, so it doesn't look weird when it's running. And so far it doesn't really seem like we're having any Z fighting, so that's also nice. And now that I have seen like yeah, I guess we'll need to do some more details on this leg. I really like how this turned out, and we need to turn off the mirroring. Okay. And then I think I like it enough to make it on the outer side as well. So let's do this, and then let's do that. And then maybe we could even squeeze it like so. And maybe make this one here. Is that too much like noise? Let's maybe make it like this. So kind of like it right now. Also maybe let's do it like so. And now we need to duplicate our left leg, left thigh again. So let me erase the right thigh. Let me duplicate it again. So left thigh is gonna be now right thigh. Reattach. And then let's flip it over the x-axis so it's turned the correct way. Cool. So now that we have a little bit more progress done, I think we can return a little bit back to this torso and head. Now that we kind of have a little bit better idea what we're working with. So here for the head, I think we could make like an orange mask. That would look kind of good, but the problem is that we have this emissive color, so I think we just need to copy it to some other place and paste it. And then I guess we turn this one into an emissive one, and then we use it for the eyes, and then we turn this one off, so we have everything as it's supposed to be. And now let's so I guess we could do it like this, which looks kind of weird if we don't extend it towards the back. We could do something with an orange, so maybe like an outline, something like this, and then we use the brighter one, of course, on the top, and then the darker one here at the bottom. And then maybe we could do either just some like lines, but here again we don't have like too much space, so yeah, this looks a little bit weird. We can do some details still. Yeah, I don't know. So let's maybe something like this. And then if we were to do just looks weird. Nope. So I guess we'll leave that for some other time, my guess. I'm just not really sure what to do with this face part, but we can do a little bit more details on the helmet while we're at it. So let's turn on the mirroring, then let's extend this a little bit. No, I don't know. I guess we So I guess this looks kind of fine right now. Then let's make this brighter. Let's make some of this brighter. And then also in this corner at the back. Where can we do some more highlights? Maybe here. And then this goes like a little bit downwards. And also here we can do like some of these darker lines. I guess it doesn't really hurt if we make them. And then we can do even something like this. So we have some of this darker blue on the bottom as well. And actually I don't think, let's see. So here's two. Maybe just make it a little bit rounded here because I want to keep at least this part the same color, but then here it can be a little bit darker. There, that's not really a problem there. And then let's see if this is like cool. So this kind of helps a little bit, and then we can do it a bit on the side as well. And then let's use this one as well for the corners here. I guess it helps a little bit if we add one or two brighter voxels there. And I guess if we extend this line further, even though it isn't like a step here, it actually kind of makes it look like one, even though there aren't any. So that's like a little life hack, I guess, you can use, or we can use. I mean, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's get rid of one of these here, just so we keep it kind of symmetric. So 5, then maybe let's see, guess like so, and then like so. I guess that's fine, just so we don't have like the full line. Here it kind of makes sense. Here on the side it's not really necessary in my opinion. So we kind of got this, and then I guess if we're already doing that, I guess it's fine if these two are aligned. It's not ideal, but I don't think it's terrible either, so we can live with that. And let's see, how long is this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just do it like this. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. And then I guess if we're doing this all the way around, we can extend it here as well. So we get something like that. Looking pretty fine, I must say. And then for this back part, I'm not really sure we need to add too much stuff because that's not really gonna be visible. But I guess we can do like a little bit of a detail here. Should we do something on the top? I don't think so. Maybe we can do like a couple of lines. Just, yeah, that looks kind of nice because it kind of fits with this theme of there being like a darker line here because it already intersects this highlighted part. So that looks good. We could even do something like this perhaps to make it look even a little bit more interesting. Why not? Then maybe do that as well. And then just here on the side, maybe we can do, maybe let's not use orange. Maybe we can just do like this sign or letter or whatever you want to call that. So we got that there. And then I guess we can just color some of these bottom parts with this darker blue as well. So let's see where we want to plop that. Because there. And well, actually that's more or less it, right? I mean, I don't want to... Here it's gonna be a bit too dark, if you ask me. Maybe something like this is acceptable, but not much more. Cool. Let me see if I get any ideas what to do with this facial part. We can add some shadows here to make it look a bit more menacing and whatnot. And then let's see what happens if we add like a bit of a highlight here. Again, not too shabby. And let's see. So this part is kind of tricky now because we would have to do it basically like this. So that doesn't look too bad. And now I guess we can even do it like this, just to make it look a bit more 3D. But these highlights look kind of weird from the side, so let me get rid of those. Cool. And also now you can see this darker gray kind of matches with this darker blue, so that's another thing that I kind of like how that turned out. And I guess we can trim the volume because I don't think we're gonna make this head any bigger. And I guess this orange does look a bit weird. Let me just quickly change it to blue to see if that helps in any way. Let me just try with this one as well. If we were to do it like so. So this looks kind of decent, right? It still looks a little bit weird. Maybe we should just keep it gray. So we would use this for the top, I guess, and for the sides, and then on the bottom we would just use this dark gray. And let's see, so here and then here. So that looks also pretty good, if you ask me. Let me just go out, because a lot of stuff looks quite decent in this view, but when you zoom out, then it kind of loses its composure. Okay, so maybe we can extend this upwards a little bit. I mean, there's like a pretty large contrast in between these two colors, so maybe we would just need to make some custom colors. Let's see, this one is 70, so I guess we're not gonna be using green. Maybe we can make one gray that's 80. So basically in the RGB, if all of the values are the same, you're gonna get some shade between white and black, and then the higher the color, the brighter it is actually. So let's see what this would look like. So I guess that's a little bit better, and I think we would need to put it like, wait, 84. So it's a little bit more reddish gray than the rest. Maybe we can, Let's see how bright this actually is. So this is 110 about. So let's maybe make this 96 and then all of the others 90. Just so it kind of fits in the middle of those two. So that's kind of all right. And then I guess this looks kind of fine. Then just something like this, perhaps. Kind of good, but yeah, we'll see if we stick with this face or if we get some better ideas down the line. But unfortunately, since I have a uni exam tomorrow, I think I'm gonna finish it here, and hopefully we can see each other on Friday. So thanks everybody who stick till the end. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, see you some other time. Bye.